I hope you all had wonderful New Year holidays and wonderful Christmas holidays. And today is finally the day when these holidays stop a little bit. Well, for some people are going on, but I'm happy that there are so many people ready to develop professionally and talk about methodology on the Friday evening. So what we will be talking about today, we will mostly talk about method and about how it works in mostly grade 4. My name is Tatiana Shelebko. I'm Cambridge University Press CLT consultant. And one thing to remember, you will receive your certificates in the thank you letter together with the useful links. And also there will be the recording of this webinar. So make sure you check your junk mail box well, you will receive your certificate not right after the webinar. Maybe it will take some time. And today we will discuss, didn't expect that. What do you expect? What do you think we will be discussing today? And that's for you to type in the chat. Any ideas? What we're going to talk about? Projects, games, methods of teaching. New brilliant ideas. Oh, thank you. New ways of teaching, teamwork, problems of teaching. How to engage students, how to work with grade 3, 4. Positive emotions, methods of teaching, new activities. Something useful, a lot of games, how to improve English in speaking. Okay, storytelling, okay. Why I asked you these questions? I've read a lot of very different expectations, but something that was quite repetitive was positive emotions and new ideas. And actually, if we are talking about us, about the teachers, so what exactly we are going to talk about is method and methodology, what's going on there, how do we really learn, and the importance of the position. And also, we will discuss shoes. Okay. we might think, what's going on with the shoes? But that's actually something nobody wrote in the chat, that we're going to discuss shoes. And maybe for some of you was not only this reaction, maybe somebody smiled. And this is what's going on with the kids. They come to school with very different expectations, and from the very first lesson it is important to start the atmosphere of positive emotions. So they want to come because they know they're gonna receive some positive emotions in the classroom, and that there will be something unexpected. Right? So if we keep our classroom safe and still keep doing something unexpected, like we're going to discuss shoes. Really? No, maybe later we will discuss some shoes, and maybe I will ask you a question about that during this webinar, not right now, but still keeping intrigue. And again, this is something you can do with your kids. Throw something unexpected and make them learn throughout the whole process to show what was that about, maybe at the end. So what is method and what is methodology? another thing. Here is a picture for you. You can read that, yeah? Shampoo, conditioner. Where do we use that? Why do we use that? Not why do we use, where do we use that? Okay, I've got some answers. I've got an answer: head, bathroom, shower, to wash our hair, in the bathroom, in the bathroom, in the shower, on our hair. Okay, mostly in the bathroom. That's great. Thank you very much. And now I asked you this question, and that was a question where, right? And there were some people answering to wash our hair. So this is again about just noticing, just being attentive, and this is something we need to develop within our own experience, our own teaching, and our own learning. So while we are developing it, kids see that we are motivated to do this, and they do it too. And now here is a question to you. I guess you can see it. What does this picture stand for? The shampoo and the conditioner. Just in case, I will repeat. We were just discussing the picture with shampoo and conditioner. What does this picture stand for? We will take 20 more seconds to vote. And done with voting. I close and I share the results. So we've got 21% says this picture stands for new vocabulary. 16% it's leading into the text. 74 activating thinking skills. And 9 just unexpected. I would say that you see, it all depends on what aim we have in front of us. For me, this shampoo and conditioner stands there for activating thinking skills. That's for sure. But also, my idea was to put something unexpected. Right after the shoes, to put something unexpected. And that was my first aim. My second aim, which makes more sense for the topic of the webinar, is activating thinking skills. But if for the lesson, we need some picture to activate thinking skills, but our task is to revise vocabulary, to build on new vocabulary, that would be new vocabulary. So you use pictures, use visuals, and use this unexpecting effect. knowing that these picture will lead you to your aim. Okay, so actually, why would I put I will hide the results. Why would I put this picture on the slide? I know that many people just buy shampoo, buy conditioner, and happy with it. But there are many, for example, I don't care what kind of shampoo to use. But I have friends who use only shampoo for curly hair, or only shampoo for dyed hair, or only for some other kind of hair. But what, with shampoo, maybe it's not that widespread, but still, if some kind of shampoo doesn't fit you, would you ever buy it again? Would you use it again? Or if it completely doesn't work, would you try it? Maybe in 10 years, maybe in 5 years. You never know. But this is shampoo. If we are talking about, for example, clothes, and we were mentioning shoes, if we have the 39th size of a shoe, would we buy ourselves 36 or 35th or 40s? We wouldn't. It's not our size, right? So same thing happens with the method. For example, the guru of methodology, Scott Thornberry, says that it's generally agreed that no one method is going to be appropriate for all known contexts. One size doesn't fit all. And back to our shoes, yeah, one size doesn't fit all. But also, it's not only about size, it's also about okay, I've got many questions. Okay, I will answer your questions at the end, or maybe if we have some time during the webinar. So it's not only about the size, it's also about local features, because on the West, European countries, European children would learn English easier because their alphabet is English. Their cultural background is different. Most of the cartoons are in English. They don't have film dubbing. They have a lot of things happening around in English, and it's obvious that it's easier for them and that they are fine with the immersive methodology. For us, we have some, we are close to that, we're going there, and it's good. It's a part of globalization, and you know that there are two processes: globalization and at the same time national identity are trying to develop. So it's good that in terms of globalization we can go that direction, where we can take immersive tasks, and knowing that the world is much more multicultural now, and it's especially in the last half of a year, we are teaching worldwide. We can talk to any student in any part of the world, and what we need to do is to be immersive with this student, with his cultural background, as well as he should understand us. And it's about communication, and it's about immersion anyways. So this is the correct direction for the future. But again, we cannot say that any shoes will fit, any methodology can work with our students. Yeah, for any occasion, I wouldn't put on such shoes for any occasion. Maybe for some performance, I don't know, some party, but these are the shoes I would wear every day. Yeah, so we check what works with us, but also we need to check what works with students and for their future. And if in future we know that everybody will be wearing loafers, we are not comfortable with that, but we should try to understand how it works, why it's comfortable, and why it might help our students. Okay, if you were to create your, okay, sorry for that typo. If you were to create your own method, first of all, learn theory. Second, choose 2 compatible methods. For example, if we are talking about audiolingual method that was quite popular, and this is actually what 𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗶𝗀 is talking about. Yeah, audiolingual method, where mostly drilling works. It was popular in the last century. In the century where there was no internet, no communication, no multicultural communication, no, well, just TV was, it was in the middle of the century, just the TV started to appear in more houses. It was popular then, and nowadays it's not that popular, but it doesn't mean that it disappears, that we all need to only use one method. Yeah, there is a great book by 𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗀, 30 language teaching methods, and for example, he has, I will read out. He has 7 natural methods, which is total immersion, natural approach, direct method, oral method, reading method, audiolingual method, and total physical response. These are 7 natural methods. And also he has linguistic methods. There are 13. Yes. Communicative methods, there are 7. Visionaries, there are 4. Self-study method, there are 5. And beyond method. This is my favorite, because beyond method, it's when you know all of them, and for some specific context, you use the one that works there, and you know that it will work there. Of course, we need to learn as much as possible to know all the methods, to try out all of them, but finally we will get to the moment that, I know what might work here. We are not being fans of some specific method, because about myself I can say that I'm a big fan of communicative method, of total physical response, and I'm not a big fan of grammar translation, for example, which works. I know it works, and I did that. It just works specifically. And all of these things actually work if you try them out, depending on the context. And I'm a big fan of so-called crazy English, or Russia's method. It's about theater, and it's about performing. And it was developed in 1986, I guess. And this is the method where you just learn the lines and you perform, and you do all these actions. You just drill, and that's it. You just drill and do something and have some cognitive processes appropriate for what you're drilling. You don't really know the language structure or something. But I saw that working with some of my students who came with A something between A1 and A2, and they wanted to, to speak English. And I told them, go learn English and then come back and speak. And they said, okay, I'm fine. I will learn the text. I will perform, and that's it. And I saw people growing from A1 to B1, just noticing the language they learned by heart. And this is an amazing process which doesn't fit the curriculum and doesn't fit exam strategies or something, but it does work. Anything works, and you can take something from anywhere. There are also I wouldn't say conflicts or wars, but there are these nativist views where immersion and studying collapse, because there are some scientists, some methodologists saying that immersion works the best, and others say that to learn the second language, we need to study this language. We cannot just dive into the context. It's difficult to create this context, to dive into it. So methodologists fluctuate between these two directions, immersion and studying. Still, there is structure and there are functions. These are different things. If we look at the language from the point of view of functionality, there are notions. If we look from the point of view from the structure, there is grammar, and language is both, and even more things. So again, depending on the context and trying to balance these things. Try to find pros and cons with every method. What would happen, this is my favorite question, what would happen if we only taught grammar? Just imagine, it's like there is only a skeleton. Or, yeah, there is just a skeleton and no body. What would happen if we only taught communicatively? Yeah, just imagine. People would speak with some different structures, just bringing senses to each other, and that would be difficult, right? So it means that every method matters. See what you can combine and in which context. This is something I was mentioning already. And there is also this phrase also by Scott Thornberry: the most durable learning is unconscious and stress-free learning. So whenever we learn something new, it means we had fun, we were happy about what we were doing, we were in the process, inside the process, we were involved. And that's how we learned it. And that's why we learned it. Because it brought us some positive emotions. And this is something that contemporary psychologists are talking about a lot, that we need to, and also it's in the emotional development of emotional intelligence competency. Whatever we do, in terms of emotional development, we need to reduce the stress and increase positive emotions. This is how we become happy. And this is actually something that everybody wants, and that is everybody's aim and objective at the lesson as well. So yeah, stress-free is really, really important for language learning. Okay, again, what Scott Thornberry says as well, before they can be adopted, the methods, they need to be adapted. Yeah, so before you start using some method adapted for your context. See how much of this method you can take, and don't just cross out whatever you knew about teaching. Yeah, forget all you knew about teaching. Here is a new approach coming. Now, you always have a great background because you learned, you were studying at the university with its background. You came to school where you know your students already, you know their parents, you know their backgrounds. And on these backgrounds, you cannot just take a shoe and put a shoe on it and here we go. This is a beautiful shoe, you are beautiful. But if it doesn't fit, no. Find the way to adapt this shoe to the context where you can actually be appropriate using this shoe. Yeah, so a method that places a premium on meaningful communication, for example, might need to be counterbalanced by activities that focus attention on formal accuracy. That's what I was talking about. What would happen if we only teach grammar? And what would happen if we only teach vocabulary? Teachers and course developers need to be sensitive to local needs and need to know how to make the relevant adjustments to their curriculum. Scott Thornberry. How it works. We finally did it with Quick Minds 4, for example, and there might have been some inconsistencies previously, something to learn, and teachers, Ukrainian teachers, some of them were struggling, some of them loved the course a lot, but what we've learned that first of all, it is really important to support methodologically, support the new course, use the methodology and use the teacher's book on your background. And it's not only about the publisher who adapts the book. It's also about the teacher and the teacher who explores the needs of the students, really explores the needs of the students and really understands what will be there in their studying, where it leads them. Not only the teachers, but also students. Trying out new methods is great. But we also need to know that any new materials, any new methods will show how it worked just later. It will not show at once. Yeah, there is no all of a sudden effect, and it's always long-term effect. Well, with Cambridge it is, because it's always planned not for 1 or 2 books. It's planned for the whole primary school. So at the beginning of primary school, students start with nothing. At the end of the primary school, students read in such way, write in such way, and so on. In the middle, there should be control, there should be evaluation, but there are also gaps, and filling the gaps doesn't happen all at once. Yeah, it's a gradual process. And for example, if in the first grade we start orally, we start listening and oral interaction. This is the whole first grade. It's all about it, to talk and to listen to each other. And it's written in the new Ukrainian school standard that we talk and listen to each other. Then we move in the second grade closer to reading and writing, balancing reading and writing with talking and listening. Then in the third grade, there is more grammar adds and it balances and use of English. In the fourth grade, it's again all balanced, but more high-level thinking might add there. And also, Quick Minds is always about life skills. Okay, so let's look how it works. It always starts with a picture where we spark the interest for students. And this is a formula of fun. Yeah, challenge plus success. Something I told you before, that we should challenge our students with something unexpected, but we should know that students will be successful in this task. For example, here, hey, we've got the task play game I Spy with My Little Eye. Yeah, it's a simple game about spelling, but also about thinking. And what's the most important, it's a game about this picture, using this picture, but it's fun, and it's all about learning. And it's much better than just drilling, because it sparks thinking skills as well. There is time for fun and time for practice as well. Yeah, I can see a big lake. This is something students need to write down into their notebooks after they played a game. Okay, then in Quick Minds 4 we have texts exactly relevant for the age of the students and for their interests. Sorry. And this is highly important, that students are interested in what they are reading and they know why they are reading it. So read to say true or false. And here we have some comprehension with true or false questions. Then grammar focus is always grammar plus grammar reference at the end of the book. You can see page 109 here. At the end of the book there is comprehension. And here some ideas. There are some ideas in the teacher's book of on how you can make it a game. And the task is again about writing. So Quick Minds 3 would Quick Minds 4 would move later to song and more fun. And what's important, that it was adapted. Quick Minds 4 was adapted together with Cambridge authors and Ukrainian authors. Including, well, a Ukrainian team, I would say, including me. We were all working on bringing all the needs to Cambridge authors, the needs of Ukrainian teachers, about more grammar, about more reading, about more tasks that would be closer to language, that is relevant for our local needs and for our program. So we translated the program, the new Ukrainian school program, to Anne Robinson, who learned everything about it and who made adaptations for Ukraine. So here in the teacher's book, we will have a lead-in to the song that will activate all the grammar and vocabulary students learned the previous lesson. Then there would be some critical thinking task. And I love this task because I was quite all right with all the pictures. But then when you read the song, some of the pictures really don't fit. Picture 1 is false. They didn't swim in the lake. Yeah, nobody swam in the lake in this song. And at the beginning, I was fine with this picture. So it teaches students noticing things. And also, okay, we noticed all the mistakes. Now it's time to correct the mistakes. So it's about initiative you take to correct the mistakes. And also there is a great value for, to develop in students. Okay. Another one is about listening, drilling, more grammar and more focus on the grammar, and then we can consolidate all this knowledge in a fun game with our students, also described in the teacher's book. Good old story, visual storytelling I wrote here. The story will continue with Ben and Lucy to Quick Minds 4. With more comprehension after the story created together with Anne Robinson, and still phonics sections are there. There are stronger skills development in Quick Minds 4, and what's new? Okay, excuse me, something doesn't work on this slide. What's new is, yes, act out sections done with cards. These are role play cards, and they are created to develop communication strategies among students. And you can see here, you are going to talk about the best way to travel around where you live and holiday travel. You think about your answers to the questions on the right and on the left. So one student chooses the card on the right, another student chooses the card on the left, and then they have useful language, and later on they can discuss the whole thing in groups or present something to another group. And these act out sections are not about just repeating something, but actually about adapting the communication strategies. So this is an amazing thing that students will take with them to their teenage life. And we have quiz time, also wonderful revision with some funny game about the whole unit. What is new about Quick Minds 4 also is the festivals pages, and there we collected some holidays, some Ukrainian holidays that would be really relevant to Ukraine. There are also British or American holidays like Halloween or Thanksgiving Day also described there, but also holidays that we have in Ukraine. And these texts were developed by the Ukrainian team, and the tasks and also editing of the texts was done by Cambridge University Press. And one of my favorite things is the evaluation system. It's completely new. You can see here that there were objectives of the lessons lesson in Unit 6. I was showing you this Unit 6. I can say and spell the words for these things. And the objective of the lesson, actually, of the unit, was to learn new vocabulary. And the first objective was say, the second one was spell these words. And we have here mountain, lake, or is it river? Yeah, hill and forest and so on. So my task here is to check. I can say yes, and I can say as a spell M-O-U-N-T and so on. And this can be done in a game or in pairs, like peer evaluation using this page. Then I can complete the sentences about past. We went to a lake and here we need to complete the sentence. So can I do it? Can I use the past tenses? Yes. And we shouldn't say, okay, at the end of this unit, I can use past tenses. This is something that will not say anything to a child. Yeah. I can complete sentences. Good, you can speak about your past. You can tell us a story. I can connect parts of the sentences using and, but, because, and so. Also a nice skill to talk. And I can choose the color to show how I feel about this unit and the language. This is something I really admire, because at the beginning students might be have fun about it, but actually for their own for themselves, they will know that about this lesson I feel very good, but about another lesson I will feel brilliant. They might say something else, but deep inside they would know how they feel. And also it develops their emotional intelligence together with self-esteem. You can actually look at these units at our Publishing Linguist UA website. If you go to Publishing Linguist UA, the link will be in your thank you letter. You will find the list of audios, sample of the student's book, activity book, and yearly planning for Quick Minds 4. And yeah, the time to choose books for the next year is coming, so it would be nice if you looked through and really chose authentic materials that were made based on a deep research and help of Cambridge University Press. And also remember that we support teachers with different activities and different free materials, like tips on Facebook, with where we have the blog posts about teaching, quick notes for reading time, super books, and reading and grammar worksheets developed by Paul Drury, and we add these worksheets every month, several times. And actually we are having the competition now, and you can still jump in this competition till Monday. After Monday we will stop taking the participants, and to find out more, go to our Facebook page. You will receive the link in your thank you letter, and check out how to take part in the worksheet competition.